Okay, so All's Fair had its season premiere this week. So it had two episodes, episode 8 and episode 9. Episode 9 was really good. I feel like episode 9 is going to give us the precursor to like the real acting. The real acting for season 2. Dina, you know what? I feel bad for Dina, but this is Dina's fault. And what I mean by this is Dina's fault is because from the very beginning, Dina kept trying to include Carr. And Liberty, Alora, and Emerald were like, no, they did not want her for a reason. And Dina always kind of like second guessing them and making them feel like, well, you know what? Try to include her. You know, she has some issues, or you know, she's not that bad off as she is. No, the bitch is fucking corroded. She is corroded to the core, and there is no coming back. Now, I will say, I am happy. No, 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 no. I'm not happy, but I'm glad to see that she give this type of smoke to Dina because Allura and them are no, I don't want it to happen to Dina, but it makes sense why you would give it to Dina. First, Dina, another reason why I'm gonna say this is Dina's, it's not Dina's fault, but I do feel as if she did make herself very vulnerable to Carr. But now, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. First of all, that meeting that they had to vote on Carr being a part of the group, it was supposed to be top secret. Why did you go and tell this woman? Why? Why did you go and discuss anything with this woman? I always feeling the need to try to include her. No, there's a reason why she wasn't there. But you felt guilty. And one thing that she did talk about when she finally told when she had that meeting with Carr, and that shit hurt Carr's feelings. I don't give a damn. That shit broke her. But I think she was already plotting her entire revenge. I think that was maybe just confirmation for her to go the route that she wants to go. But that was a truth that we as the audience needed because Dina told her to her face, you know, I don't think you should be a part of the firm because I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. And the fact that she went and told her, it was like, well, you do know that this woman is very calculated. Did you not anticipate that when you told her this, she wouldn't use it to her advantage in some type of way? So she tells her that she had a deep maternal love. She has a deep maternal love for Emerald, Allure, and Liberty. What she felt for her was pity. And she shouldn't have been blinded by that. And it makes sense. You can feel so sorry for somebody and keep excusing the things in their behaviors until when you have to actually deal with it. And you like, no, you didn't play the part in creating little baby. You didn't play the part in creating little baby Frankenstein. Yes, Dina, you have. But the lengths that Carr has gone to make Dina out to be this Asian senile woman. Now, granted, sometimes I hate that they always do that to older women. Like, okay, now you see now. But it fits with it fits with the show, and then also it fits with what has just recently happened. This woman's husband passing. He was gone. He was her husband for 40 years. She was in the room with his body for like a day or so, maybe a few days. Carr's ass was going over there collecting information and inserting herself into these situations so she could be seen as the person of proof, because technically she was the only one there with Esperanza, but Liberty was there, and if Liberty had a little bit more backbone, she could have stood up and interjected, and Carr wouldn't have been able to be in this predicament to have all this information. She has all these set up text messages. Oh, you just want to end it. She's texting Carr about how she's talking to Doug, she's seeing him, really creating everything to make this woman look like she's senile. And to the point that she has gotten Dina's handwriting to amend her will, leaving 80% of it to Esperanza, her housekeeper. But she also uses Esperanza as a expert or character witness to come into the room when they are having this so-called meeting, because she meets up with everybody to have this like intervention with Dina, because she gives this information to Alora, and of course she tells it to the rest of the group. And Esperanza comes in and she shows this bruise, and she said that everything, pretty much Miss Standish, which is Dina, ever since her husband was sick, she had changed, but she really changed when one night she came in and there was stuff all over the floor. And we remember that episode at the end because that was when Doug told her, "This is the end. The doctors told me this is the end. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but I didn't want to keep giving you false hope. But this is the end." And she goes down to the kitchen and she has this breakdown. She throws stuff all over the kitchen and everything. And so Esperanza says that she has this bruise on her neck and she got it from when she asked her and she attacked her allegedly. And now Dina's like, "Well, I don't remember." But at the same time, I feel like this is grief, and grief shows up in very different ways. I kind of feel like for y'all to be divorce lawyers and y'all work with women and people who actually go through patterns of grief with a breakdown of a relationship, whether it's through death or through divorce, you know how that may show up. So it's almost like y'all supposed to be so fucking smart that y'all so fucking dumb. That's the part that's kind of irking me. Like how they are just so willing to take Carr's word for everything now with all of this purported evidence when you knew just a few weeks ago this bitch was to not be trusted. She already fucking she started fucking chase to get back at you. She came in dressed up as you, went to your stylist. Like, why are we forgetting that Carr is this insidious to go and really like try to like put people's skin on to become them, to destroy them, and all of a sudden you gonna give her all this leeway that, oh yeah, everything she's saying about Dina is true. You already know the bitch is cold and calculated. Why are you not taking it into effect with this? Everything she's just saying now, you can take for word. I guess because she has all this backed up evidence. And it's just like, girl, what? And then now, at the end, Dina is apprehended for killing I think his name is Lloyd or Andrew, whatever his name was, the man who assaulted Emerald. And of course, that already is going to look like that because Dina was the one who was over the case with this man's father, who ended up killing himself because of all the financial turmoil he was in after losing that case. Everything really is set up to make Dina take the fall. And Dina knows that. And now she's trying to plead her case with them. And now they're like, no, they're like, it's too much evidence. And now she has to pretty much go up against the very thing she created, which is Carr. She taught Carr to be that ruthless. She taught Carr to be that, especially in the courtroom, to really know and get into the nitty gritty of it. And here she is. Carr is Frankenstein. Yes. Girl. Woo! And before I end this, Liberty is so forgettable. Liberty is so forgettable because I feel like Liberty is the weakest link. How? Yes, Carr is somehow able to make Liberty feel so insecure about her friendship with Alora and Emerald because she's from London. I'm like, bitch, London and America are not that different. And when I say they're not that different, I mean is very xenophobic, but not towards other English people. Not like that. I mean, unless you was the Boston Tea Party or whatever, yeah, back when America was trying to get their independence, but like in real time, no. America was a former British colony. Still share the same colors in their flag as fucking UK. Like, I don't even feel as if that's as believable as she feels so ostracized because she's English. Like, I could see if they did something else to say maybe because she is, I don't know, Russian. Maybe she was like, I don't know. What's another like white national that's not necessarily as popular in the US? I don't know. Maybe if they had said another nationality, but her being English, like, to me, I'm even not buying that so much as you feel so ousted culturally and relationship wise just simply because you are from the UK. America and the UK are very much intertwined in a lot of ways. So, what, girl? Huh? Like, and so she's able to already get into her head, and then she's like, "Oh, your bridesmaids' dresses, they look like little slut knockoff of Alora's." And so she knows that she's already insecure about that her English background. So then she wants to have a more so English tapered bridesmaids, and they kind of make fun of it. Yeah, because the shit looks dated as fuck. I don't even think when what's his name? Prince William and Kate got married. They ain't had no damn ruffles around the neck like that at the wedding. They might have had a few, but you had them from top to bottom. And so it also when she's like, she wants them to be fully clothed. I feel like that's another, ism that they have. Why don't you be? I kind of feel like that's more real of a break in between, not a break but a little rift in a relationship. No, it's not even so much that, oh, you're English. I think you kind of feel as if you kind of have a little pompous a little attitude because you may feel as if they're too revealing of their bodies. Call a spade, call it what it is. It's not so much that you English. I think a lot of times it can be played on your English background, but I think it's also into how they show up physically in their bodies. You feel as if they're too revealing. And then also they found out that information about Reggie's company, which I feel as it was already kind of touched on a little bit when they had that meeting and he first brought up having a prenup because he told her that, his company is like in a risky situation right now. That's why he wanted her to have the prenup. And for her to be a divorce lawyer, it's like she wants to be so dumb in love. And it's like, girl, you too old for this. Like, and not even just too old, bitch, you know better. You work with these cases all day, every day. Why do you want to put yourself in a predicament to get fucked up like these other women that you make a career out of helping them out of their unfuckness? And it's like you want to be married that bad that it's almost like the Reggie making more sense. Yeah, I knew it was very risky. That's why I didn't want you to be in on it. That's why we gonna put in this prenup. And you're like, no, marriage is about taking a risk. That's that romanticized shit. No, marriage was about securing property and lineage through people who are already wealthy. And so you went into business. That's why there's a fucking contract because you go into business. And the business is that as long as when we come into this union, you're going to bring your resources, I'm going to bring my resources, and we're going to put it together to make it even bigger so that we can acquire more wealth and build to this family name or whatever it may be. All that romanticism is new. But it's like, Liberty, why you want to be dumb? So it's very easy that Liberty was the first to be knocked off the list. And um homegirl Carr said Dina was knocked off the list. I wonder who's gonna be number 3. Because really she only has Alora and Emerald. She gonna try to get Emerald through the single mama way, which she already alluded to because she was like, me and Emerald, we had that single mom thing. I feel as if it's gonna be up to Alora to really find out the truth because Alora is the person that she really hates the most. And we're gonna have to see that in season 2, but also Kim Kardashian's acting chops gonna have to come up to the game because you're gonna really have to be in the mud with this character. Are you gonna deliver? So that's the end of season 1. I am kind of excited for season 2 now that they're gonna play up with this storyline and see how it's gonna get, because it's gonna get nasty and insidious. Because Carr is a black-hearted, corroded bitch. Okay, she is. Period. Point blank.